The format of this meeting is a 10-minute speaker, a 10-minute coffee break, and then a main speaker. Tonight, our first speaker is Dan. Help me welcome Dan to the stage.
My name's Dan, and I'm an alcoholic. First time I've ever come up to a podium and talked. Not really that nervous. You guys are all like me. You're all alcoholic. And what alcoholic means to me is once I start doing a substance, I can't stop. I have something inside me that needs more and more of that, whatever that is. I identify as an alcoholic, but I did a lot of drugs, alcoholically. Anything that I could get my hands on, I went down the rabbit hole as far as I could, and I got into some pretty uncomfortable circumstances with those things. Along the way, I got brokenhearted when my stomach wouldn't allow me to keep alcohol down. So I decided the next best thing would be to get some Xanax, because it affected the brain the same way, the same part of the brain. And it was good for about a year. And I thought I was managing well. Life was okay. I could show up for my family, stuff like that. But something about me wasn't really right. And my family knew that, so they moved away, and they moved here. And during the time that they were out of the town that I was in, I just started taking more and more and more of that. And I got really sick, and it was time to come down and see the family, and I ran out, and I was like, crap, I'm going to have a seizure, I'm going to die. So initially coming here and doing like the treatment thing and whatever wasn't because I wanted to be happy, joyous, and free. It was because I didn't want to die. It wasn't because I wanted to gain a new set of morals or a new code or a new idea of how to live life. It was just because I didn't want to die. But what I got here is a group of guys, a great sponsor. I've had several sponsors over the last year and a half, but, along the way, I got to 9 months, and I decided, hey, I don't think that this is for me. I don't think God really cares. And I walked to the store with my service dog, and I bought an 18-pack of beer, but on the way there, my little dog was trying to pull me back home because he knew what I was doing. He knows, he's been with me enough now to know that I'm going to go get high or I'm going to go get drunk. So he's pulling me home. So I take him back home, close the door, and go do my thing. And on the way home, I'm drinking a beer, and I'm like, this is awful. I shouldn't be doing this. But I couldn't put it down on the ground and stop. Once I started, I kept going, and I proceeded to go home. I drank 6, puked, drank 6 more, puked, drank 6 more, and then, I decided, hey, this is not enough. I need to go get some other stuff. And it lasted for about a month. But the thing is, I didn't stay away from AA. I came, and I told the old-timers, I'm fucked up right now. I am drunk right now, and I cannot stop using. And what they said is, keep coming back. So I did that, because I didn't know what else to do. I knew that if I kept going, I was going to die again. It was back to the same spot in a month that I had worked to get for 24 years. It started for me at age 7. The doctors had a good idea to put me on something so I'd listen in school. And that turned off to set off my alcoholism. And I can't blame anybody for it. But what the steps have done is given me a new life. And I didn't just do them. I experienced them. I let them change me. And the coolest thing about the third step is that all I had to do was make the decision to do the rest of the steps. And then proceed to write. And then after writing, go talk to somebody about what I had wrote. And then, I just got ready. I just got ready for letting this power that came into life take away things and remove things that weren't serving me anymore, you know? And then I just kept seeking and keep seeking. And that's all that's required is the willingness to keep seeking, and I don't have to figure it out. Like, I don't have to figure out what God is. I just have to know that I'm not God and there's something greater than me. And, like, that works for me. That God is good enough for me. And I read a lot of cool books about, like, deep, mysterious things. But, like, really what it comes down to is that AA is enough for me. It's enough for me to live and thrive and be happy. And, like, at the end of the day, when I lay down, I thank something greater than me for letting me be sober. And lately, when I wake up in the morning, I'm not sitting at the edge of my bed in a haze, like, wondering what's going to happen for the rest of the day. I wake up, and my eyes open, and I'm like, hey, God, what's up? And it's just cool, because before, I hated the idea of God. I had a lot of resentment against the institutions that said that they were the only way to God. But I've experienced through the steps and through AA, there's multitude of pathways to God. And my God's infinite, so there's got to be an infinite amount of ways to get to Him. That's all I really have. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.